If you've been following along on the Tandler's Tallow journey, you know that we completely gutted and renovated our kitchen in February, partly to make room for our expanding business. We make tallow soap, moisturizers, deodorants, all that stuff, and we just needed more room to work. Well, when we renovated, I said I was going to shoot a bunch of content in here because it's a gorgeous kitchen, but I have been really bad about that because things have been too busy. So we are moving to a new production space in Aberdeen, North Carolina, 1,500 square feet in June. So now I'm going to hustle and try and shoot some content in here so that we have this as a memory of where we started. So today we're cutting chamomile spearmint soap. It starts off as like a 25-pound big slab of soap, and I use this caterpillar tool to cut it into loaves. And the loaf at the end is a little bit smaller, but I just tweak the way that I cut the bars so that each bar of soap weighs the same no matter what shape it is. If it's more of a square or a rectangle, don't worry, you're still getting 4.5 ounces of soap regardless of the shape. And I've been letting the soaps kind of breathe on the counter overnight before I move them into our storage unit. This just helps some of the water evaporate a little bit more after the soap is cut. Sorry, my son is shaking the camera. So that when we move it to the storage unit, we're not banging up the bars too much and denting them in the process. But my assistant will come over tomorrow and she and I will move all of this soap, there's chamomile spearmint and then peppermint pine there in the background, to our storage unit to cure for 4 weeks. And this is part of the reason why we needed the production space, because now I'll just be able to cure everything in that warehouse. I won't have to move it from my kitchen to a storage unit. I'll just take a bunch of steps out of that process and I'll have more room to make more products. So our initial goal is to produce 1,000 bars a month. So that's about 6 batches a week. And eventually we'll be able to produce 5,000 bars of soap out of there. So you can see the 2 different shapes, but they're the same weight. Thanks to all our customers for making all this possible. Love you guys. See you next time.